Hey y'all, this is Trish McCall from Wild Haven and Company, and just wanted to share some things that I shared at a retreat just this past weekend on how to help yourself when you're in a family or in a community that doesn't necessarily support your healthy lifestyle. So I live in a home where I have two teenage boys, and this has been going on for a while. Their dad, my husband, and I, we eat differently. We live differently. We do different practices, right? So, but I lived with a 3-inch thick medical chart and 19 diagnoses, despite being a nurse of over 20 years. Something had to change, right? And I could no longer use the excuse that no one else does what I do and it's too hard and stuff like that, because honestly, it just got harder. It was too hard to continue doing life the way that I was doing. So I, through lots and lots of trial and error, because I did not have a DNA report at the time, was just a lot of trial and error. And now with the DNA report, I'm able to see that I am not carb sensitive like I would have thought I was with autoimmune disorders and stuff like that. But then now it's, I'm fat sensitive. Come to find out, according to my DNA and a lot of other DNA indicators, helped me to hone in my nutrition. So I'm just going to give you a tour of kind of how I, not just the foods that I choose to eat, and I've created a grocery list, but also to just show you how I set my kitchen up in order to support me both mentally, visually, so that I can feel better, think better, choose better, do better. All right, so here we go. Okay, so coming right into my pantry, what's the first thing eye level that you see? All right, this is it. So for me, it's these healthier options, right? I have to actually think about what I want. There's some nuts, seeds there. If I want a little sweet, I come here and I've got some craisins. I've got seaweed. There's also some kale chips in there. And then again, some nuts and seeds and such. So again, peanuts give me headaches, so these are my family's, but these are nut bars that have almonds and cashews and pecans instead of peanuts in them, as well as just some other trail mixes for a quick hit to the trails or roasted chestnuts. So if you notice, so these are my gluten-free crackers as we get a little lower. And then there's these, what I call treats. I do not call food cheats. I do not cheat myself. That creates dissonance in our brain, that we're cheating ourselves or lying to ourselves, and I choose not to do that. So, and then further back are some other snacks that are harder to get to, and these are refills and such. So I keep a lot of, this is my mayo. It's the avocado mayo. I keep coconut milk, coconut water, soup bases. So what I try to do is keep a lot of bases to make things. So sometimes my kids complain because they'll say we're out of food, but really what they mean is we are out of things that are fast and easy. So they're less likely to eat those things, which tend to be desserts and higher processed foods. So again, you see a lot of bases here for things to make. I do often keep wild caught tuna. Lentils are pretty quick and easy. There's also dried beans up here, and then some canned beans and such. So, and olives in the back of there, and sauces. And over here. So my family does not corn syrup, I just read the word, but anyway, syrup. But I tend to use a lower glycemic coconut palm sugar. I'm trying to stay away from the talls and the oses that are just derivatives of sugar because they tend to actually be a little sweeter, and studies are starting to show that they can actually increase our like the sweet tooth and stuff, and it tricks our body, and again, don't want to trick. So I use a lot of spices. All right, so I don't use a lot of salt. I use a lot of spices to flavor up the foods. They tend to be healthier and lower calorie and flavorful. And then the same for, say, my freezer. There's a lot of bases. Absolutely love like frozen veggies and fruits, because actually it's shown that if we get fresh fruits and veggies, but we don't eat them within about 3 or 4 days, that actually they lose their nutrient value, whereas frozen foods, they are typically freezing them at their peak. I love these almond flour. They freeze pretty well and defrost. I buy smoked salmon and freeze it, so when I need it, just a quick kind of meal sometimes. Breakfast burritos for that. So fruits and veggies, lots of fruits and veggies here. And again, so my family, I tend to put their stuff lower at the bottom because those are the things that I don't eat, and I try to keep more of things that are healthy and appetizing for me to eat towards the top eye level. So keeping that in mind, again, condiments, keeping those ready. I tend to use olive oil and balsamic vinegar for my salads and such. So just wanted to kind of give you guys an overview. So this wasn't so much about what foods, it was more about how I set my kitchen up for success to help me so that I feel better, I think better, I choose better, I do better. And I am not a huge meal planner, so I have done that and stuff, but so if you can, great. If not, I tend to do, like I said, soup bases. There's a rotisserie chicken that my husband brought home. I'll take that and I'll put it in a crock pot for a day, get the chicken broth off of that. And then I'll take maybe some vegetables, throw that in the crock pot, throws lots of good veggies and spices and seasonings, and create a meal that way. I absolutely love salads, soups. Those are kind of my go-tos, and smoothies. So just great for the gut, great for busy lifestyles and stuff. And you can dress them up in all kinds of ways, and there's so many ways. So the other day, for instance, I made a taco soup using some of that rotisserie chicken, threw in thing of pintos and stuff mashed up really well. It helped to thicken the soup, used chicken broth. I did actual peas, carrots, green beans, I can't remember the other one, and put taco seasoning in it. So you can either make your own or you can find a healthy version. And we like it really spicy, so we threw in a little extra cumin and a little extra actual chili pepper. If you buy chili pepper from the store, look at it. A lot of times it's not just true chili peppers. So anyway, and just we enjoyed that as our taco soup, a healthier version of taco soup there. So I hope that helped you guys to think a little differently and maybe map out how you set up your kitchen to support you, even in a family who does not eat like you and does not live like you. You can still be successful, and I want to encourage you that way.